Hey, what's up, y'all? So we got a request from Forever P for the Valravn turn, and that's what we're doing today. Now, as always, I always think something's going to be simple, but recreating anything, especially by B&M or any other manufacturer for that matter, can be much more difficult than I originally anticipated. So you'll see immediately that I made several versions of this turn. Just doing a general turn in this shape is not that hard. You'll see if we go back to 1.0 and just take a look at it, we have the general idea. If we ride through it, let's just ride through it real fast. You'll see we have the general idea. It's a little bit faster than what goes on in Valravn, but overall it looks fairly similar to what the Valravn turn looks like. But instead, especially if you look at it from this angle, it looks pretty accurate for the Valravn turn. I think it's just a little bit too fast. I could have made this hill a little bit higher, and the roll there is not exactly 100%. So naturally, I'm trying to actually recreate the Valravn turn for Forever P, so I end up doing quite a few different versions of this. What I came up with does not exactly look like the Valravn turn. It's a little bit off. This element, B&M has a lot of hang time in this. From when I rode Valravn, there's quite a bit of hang time in this, and there's a little bit of sideways action here, sort of some sideways laterals. So recreating that in FVD is not something that I have a lot of practice with, so it took me a little bit of fooling around with that. But overall, I think this version will do. It gives the basics of it. Let's take it from the very start. It still rolls kind of quickly, but slower than the previous one did, and then of course it rolls down into the crossover underneath and then onto the 0G hill. It doesn't look 100% like what the Valravn turn does, but overall I'm fairly satisfied with it. I looked at a lot of videos, particularly from this angle we're seeing right here, and from the side, just trying to see what the general shape of this was. What does happen in the Valravn turn is it comes down a little bit more right here, and there's a straight section right here. This angle looks fairly decent. If you take a POV video of Valravn and you look at it from this angle, it looks fairly good right here, although again this part right here is just a little bit straighter. So there were two things I did to really try to achieve this, because achieving the overall turn is not that difficult. You just go down. It's just about where you place the negative, or you go down to about a 0 here. In this case, though, I went down to a -1 because I wanted hang time. So remember, if you're hanging upside down, you're essentially at -1 G's. So I went down to -1, and then the roll is happening roughly around that time as well. I did play around with the center and the tension on the roll quite a bit. I don't think I did that with the normal force, but I also used a quintic double bump function for the lateral forces that you would be experiencing, because of course if you are turning so slowly that you're feeling -1 G's when you're upside down, you're going to be feeling some lateral forces. They're not going to be, say, on the level of the Kennywood Thunderbolt during its turns, but you're definitely going to be feeling some. So what I did was just use a quintic double bump, and I sort of changed this right here, which unfortunately I don't even know what this is for. It defaults to 5. I think it just determines which side is larger. So you see the double bump is a little bit oddly shaped. I did that though because I felt like there are more laterals. You see right here there are very few laterals if you're looking at it over here, but once you get over here it sort of hangs there for just a minute, and so that's what I did for that. After that, it's fairly simple, straightforward. You just increase the banking a little, increase the positive G's, and then you come up into this 0G hill. So it's not perfect. I don't know 100% what the speed is going into it. I know the drop off of the brake run is 131 feet. I did say I was going to recreate the whole entire experience, but unfortunately I just didn't have time to do that. I just had time to do this one thing. So Forever P, I hope this helps you out. You see the graph is a little bit complicated. That's because I was trying to really recreate the B&M roll here, and sometimes recreating B&M's elements are a little bit difficult, as you probably saw in the last video where we did the Mako turn. I think the only B&M element that I've been really able to recreate just 100% accurate is the hammerhead turn on Nitro Six Flags Great Adventure. But I think this will help you with what you're trying to do. So as usual, I will upload this file. You'll be able to take a look at the file. You'll be able to see all of these different versions I made, see which one works for you. Next up, we have the first drop sequence, I think from Green Lantern at Six Flags Magic Mountain, or is it Green Lantern? I think whatever it is, the stand-up coaster. Someone asked for the first drop sequence of any particular B&M, so we're going to work on that. And then we have another inclined or a non-inverting loop that we're going to do. So as always, if there's something you want to see, just let me know. I will give it a try. Otherwise, take care and enjoy the ride.